All righty, and we are live and back, baby. After what, sheesh, 3 years of no takes by fans, the day has finally come. We're back, baby. In a new studio, but the same takes by fans y'all know and love, the great content, and me with the host. So, welcome in, everybody, to Takes by Fans. It is June 1st, the start of the month. We've got the NBA final set, and we got OTAs and football ramping up, footage everywhere, rumors everywhere, and tidbits. So we got to start digging, baby. So I've been, there's some things I do want to kind of clear up today on the show. Overall, we'll talk about the Knicks and the Pacers. We will look at the live line of what that NBA Finals is going to open at. And we've got a little bit of a backlog of stories I want to get into, get us all caught up on schedule so we're all on the same page for the future. Alrighty, so June 1st, baby. Join the Discord. Let me just plug that real quick. WAP.com/takesbyfans. We do a daily $100 bet and we give away the winnings if we hit. So first day for it, we put in a little nerfy for today. So go head over, check it out, and join the cash action. Alrighty, but first I do want to start. Let's start here. Max Crosby with a great inspirational quote. If we know Max Crosby, it's inspiration, baby. And, the last 3 years, obviously I helped, another company grow their brand and just get slapped in the face for it. So I'm back in this quote. This is what it's all about, baby. So here it is. Be delusional. Believe that you have the ability to make it work no matter what. Believe that regardless of what happens, it'll all work out in the end because that's what it takes. Anything and everything else leads to self-sabotage and failure. If you don't believe you have what it takes, then your subconscious will do everything it can to prove that you are right. You don't need to be special or talented. You don't need to be special or talented. You don't need all the support in the world. All you need is to believe with every fiber of your being that you're capable of figuring it out. And sooner or later, you will. Ross Harkness, shout out to you. Shout out to Max Crosby. Gearing up, just had that big ascension for the Raiders and looking to get back on track with Pete Carroll and Tom Brady and Geno Smith. So we'll see if this quote comes to true fruition and we can all be delusional and thinking the Raiders are going to do something this season. So shout out to Max Crosby. Alrighty, but let's really truly start the show here because y'all are driving me crazy. Y'all are driving me crazy, folks. The way that people have been talking about this NBA season and these two teams in particular, it's enough. It's enough. We heard Mike Greenberg say earlier this week he's going to get all the credit for it, even though I kind of said it 2 years ago, but I digress. Mike Greenberg says, hey, look, the death of the super team is here. No longer. You don't need the big three. No, that doesn't work. And true, we've seen that for the last few seasons, folks. It does not take a big three to win in the NBA anymore. It takes depth, putting an actual team together. We saw the Celtics last year. I mean, they got 12 deep that can all start and all stretch the floor and all hit the three. They can all do it all, folks. We had Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, just true dogs. They don't put themselves ahead of the team, in front of the team, and just put their head down and grind. The delusional quote. So, that's what the NBA is turning into, a team-oriented sport, and I think that's good for the NBA. I know the NBA's panicking. They don't got a face of the league, and they truly don't. I know everybody's been trying to push Anthony Edwards, but that's not it. We saw clear this season. We kind of gave him a pass last year because he was kind of young and emerging. All right. Getting his feet, on the ground. All right. But this season was really supposed to be his, and he didn't look anything better than last year. I didn't think that this year's Anthony Edwards was, so much better than last year. So we're not getting better season to season with Anthony Edwards. So not going to put him as the face of the league. The Thunder, Shea doesn't want it. And if he got the face of the league, he'd pass it down to Jalen Williams, and he'd pass it down to Chad, and he'd pass it down, and they'd pass it down. Same thing with this Pacers team. Halliburton, I don't even think he did. Spoiler alert, we'll talk about it later, but he did want the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and he thought he was getting it, a la Jason Tatum last year. They give it to Siakam, and I've got absolutely no problem with that, and I kind of love it. But yeah, I mean, even on the Pacers, nobody's trying to be kind of the top dog, the big dog. Everybody can be that. Halliburton can be that. We've seen it. Siakam can be that. We've seen it. Shout out to Nesmith and Nembhard and Mathurin. I mean, they can all really be the number one, but, it's the team. It's us. It's let's do it all together. I don't want all the accolades. I don't want the shine. It's us. It's us winning this game, game in and game out. So that's what the NBA is, and I'm all here for it, baby. Building the perfect team. Brad Stevens last year. We got the Thunder this season. We got the Pacers this season, and we'll see if anybody kind of falls for the Giannis sweepstakes. As we're talking about the big, kind of a big three dying in the NBA, the super teams, is somebody going to overpay and try and form a super team now that Giannis is available? Or is Giannis and teams going to be smart and kind of put Giannis in a full team scenario and help him win? So, Giannis, big name being talked about being traded, and 100% he will. He will not be a Buck next year. There's no shot. With all the clownery, that's been going on over there, getting rid of Mike Budenholzer and then replacing him with Doc Rivers, and Damian Lillard never really kind of living up to what that super team was supposed to be of Lillard and Giannis, and I guess you'd say Chris Middleton as the number 3. They traded all their depth. They got rid of Chris Middleton, which made no sense. So I digress on that, but watch out for Giannis, and watch out. Does he go to a super team trying to kind of live in the past, or does he go to a true team, which is the way of the future of the NBA? But back to this, baby. The finals is set. The Thunder get it done against the Timberwolves. Not really much of a series there. And then we had the Pacers winning Game 6 last night in Indiana against the Knicks, and just unfortunate that Knicks really beefing the first 2 games at home, especially that game 1 where we got the Hallie choke, which I love it, and we'll talk about that a little bit in a little bit as well. But the finals is set, baby. And like I was saying, Knicks losing that game 1, they win that one, then we're still in a game 7 scenario. So you can't beef the leads, and we saw that so much this playoffs. Leads, big leads, giant 10, 15, 20 plus points leads being blown, and it's really changed the entire dynamic of the NBA playoffs. We started it kind of with the Celtics beefing games 1 and 2 at home, changed the entire series there. We've got, once again, Knicks beefing game 1 in this series, changing the entire outcome. So leads aren't safe. And if you blew them, man, oh man, the Eastern Conference was full of them. So these two are clear-cut the best teams, the Thunder, the Pacers, because they are top down full of great stars and role players that all fit, play, work as a team, built as a team, play as a team. And that's what we're going to get into here. So Thunder, the number 1 record in the NBA since January 1st of 53-13, and the Pacers 46-18, their record since January 1st. So once again, the 2 best teams Everyone's saying, oh, this is going to be the most boring finals. Once again, the narrative of the super team is truly dying in the NBA, but everybody's still clutching to it, saying that it makes the NBA great. And I don't know if I agree. One player goes down and then that's it for the NBA. You know, we had big stars go down during the playoff run, and the NBA was still fine. We were still getting big time moments. Tyrese Halliburton, Shai Gilgeous, big time shots being hit. Just because it's not the superstar that the national media is forcing down our throat doesn't mean these aren't superstars and should be claimed and named and talked about as superstars. So stop with these junk narratives of, oh, this is going to be the worst finals. I don't even want to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to turn it off. These teams in a team sport, who wants to watch a team? I just want to watch a player. That's it. Knock it off, folks. Shout out to the Pacers. Big time shout out to the Thunder. Cohesive team. And let's get into it, since I keep saying it, because they show it, folks. They scream it in everything they do. Their actions, their words on the court, off the court, every player parroting the same thing. I love it. That's what it is. It's the team. So let's take a look at all these examples of them just being the team. We get it right here. Exhibit A, Your Honor. We've got Charles Barkley after a game interviewing Siakam. Charles Barkley says, they don't run no plays for you. Do you ever say, man, if y'all ran a play for me every now and then, I could get 25 a night talking to Siakam? And he says, that's not who we are, man. It's all about the team for us. If Charles Barkley asked Jason Tatum this question, be like, oh my God, I tell Brad Stevens after every game, they're not drawing up no plays for me. I could drop on 100 points every game. Brad, get it done. Fix it. But Siakam not like that. The Pacers are not like that. Indiana culture is not like that. Halliburton is the go, baby. So we got Siakam saying it. It's the team, baby. It's the team. Another thing, this may be the biggest point right here. The WNBA team, the Fever, they go to the games. And the Pacers go to the Indiana Fever games. It's all about showing love and then getting it back. It's about the team, the city, us. Look, I mean, who else is going to these WNBA games that aren't just Caitlin Clark? You know what I mean? We get Halliburton here. I think that's, who is that? Obi Toppin? Obi Toppin with some hair. Sitting courtside at the Fever game. So they're all showing love to each other. They're growing that. I mean, look, y'all know me. I was making fun of Indiana, the biggest brand, but I think it's kind of coming true here, folks, with the Fever and the Pacers. So this is, I love seeing this, love the camaraderie here between the WNBA and the NBA. Another huge reason why they're getting it done. Now let's hear from the Thunder side, SGA, and I love this. Another trash narrative that's being thrown out there. SGA is a free throw merchant. Oh, free throw, another free throw for SGA. Look at him baiting. Look at him getting all. Now, there are, there's questionable calls in every game. We see it all the time. A lot of people are focusing on SGA, a little soft on some context there. I get it. But still, at the end of the day, everybody's proven that these numbers aren't even matching the free throw merchant narrative. So another garbage narrative being thrown around here in the NBA. That's the NBA's biggest problem. All these garbage narratives that ESPN, mostly only ESPN. I'm not going to throw Fox Sports under the bus. They're kind of solid. But everybody at ESPN just having trash, garbage takes, and then they all regurgitate the same garbage takes. And that's their biggest problem. ESPN is the NBA's biggest problem, and unfortunately, ESPN is now getting inside the NBA. All right, hopefully that could fix the problem. And it could. Shout out to Des, Chuck, and Shaq, and Ernie, and Kenny the Jet. But we do catch kind of Charles Barkley sometimes saying he doesn't even watch the game, so not great there either. Yeah, inside the NBA to try and save the station and to save the NBA. We'll see if it works out here. But back to this, we get SGA saying, I don't care. Let's get some volume here. Let me get some volume here, actually.
In terms of the label.
I'll play this.
Our fans, they're going to do whatever they can do to.
And we're going to come back to this point as well. We're going to come back to this point because I've got a bone to pick with somebody. And I never thought I'd have to pick this man's bone, but we're going to have to. But listen to what SGA says right here.
Help their team win. And not
Let's go back. Let's go back. Here we go.
Into the chance, but what do you think of? Don't necessarily put a lot of stock into the chance, but what do you think of the free throw merchant, whatever you want to call it, label, accusation?
Like the way I see it is like my fans, they're gonna do whatever they can do to help their team win and knock me off my game, being the head of the snake of our team. Like, and that's their job. That's what creates home court advantage. That's what creates a fan base. That's what creates energy in the building. And they want the Timberwolves to win. They don't want them.
Exactly. So the reporter was kind of, just asking, what do you think about, the opponent crowd, saying free throw merchant to you? And SGA says, I don't really care. That's what they're there for. The fans are there to say whatever to help their team win because they're fans of that team. They paid and they invest time of their lives of watching their team and want to see them win. So they say anything. And SGA says, hey, that's their job. I don't care. I don't care. And then I think he also goes on to say, hey, and it's also my job to shut him up.
Nothing else.
So y'all can talk, and I'm going to do my talking on the court, and we'll see kind of which one plays out here. And that's how competition is, Ben Stiller, okay?
I've shot more free throws.
So shout out to SGA. He hears the noise. He doesn't care about it. I love it. Don't care. Never cared. What's that? Who was it? I think it's Earl Sweatshirt. I think it's Earl Sweatshirt. He's got this vine from back in the day. Don't care, never cared. Don't care, never cared. He's like eating a sandwich. Hopefully we get some sound here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Never care.
Don't care. Still don't care.
Still don't care.
I don't care. I don't. I don't care.
Don't care.
What'd you say? I just want to know what you said. What did you say? I don't care.
I don't care. What'd you say, free throw merchant? Don't care. Never cared. I'm about to win the finals this year. You think I care? Don't care. Never cared. That's how I see SGA there, and I absolutely love it. So, but keep that in mind. What SGA says, it's the job of the home crowd to do that, to chirp and to yell, and it's kind of my job to shut y'all up. Keep that in mind as we progress here. Let's keep on talking here once again. The team success. We get the head coach of the Thunder here after they clinched making it to the finals, getting interviewed. He's like, they're professional, they're high character. And then they're idiots, and they all kind of laugh because they're throwing the towels like they do with all their players after the post-game press conference. They're doing it here with the coach, and the coach can kind of, have fun and kind of, chuckle here and there, but still keep the respect in the entire team aspect still intact here. Another brilliant example. Love the towel, love the hat. Everyone's calling it corny. And I'm going to call out somebody here, Nick Wright. Oh, this Thunder team is so corny. Another trash narrative. 3 trash narratives, folks, and we're 18 minutes into the show here. I mean, they need me. The sports world needs me, folks. Do you not see? Another trash narrative here. Stop calling this team lame. Why is it lame? Why is it lame? Because they all kind of see each other as equals? Because they all see each other as a superstar? There's no pecking order. There's no hierarchy. This is a team. They all put in the work together for the team sport. We got LeBron trying to carry this trash Lakers team with fat Luka Doncic, and he can't do it. It's not about the team in LA. Jokic, same thing. They're trying to make it about the team there. They had to fire their head coach because Jokic was trying to coach him up. Hey, it's the team. It's the team. Not able to get it done. This is the team. There's no worrying about, kind of one of your teammates making fun of you because we've got, this new age of NBA players. They've got the dancing. They're painting their nails. I don't care. But that's what they're doing. They're going to open themselves up to criticism. They don't need to be criticized by their own teammates or having to kind of worry about, oh, is somebody going to, make a joke about me painting my nails on my own team? I don't need that. I'm going to get that from the opponent's crowd. I'm going to get that from the opponents. I don't need that for my own team. And that's why this is not a corny team, because they all respect each other and put their trust in each other because they're all working at their same goal to win the finals. I don't care about the MVP. I don't care about this award. They don't care, except Tyrese Halliburton. You don't see anybody kind of, gearing up for when they present the conference finals trophy. You don't see anybody on the Thunder kind of licking their lips, doing the good old Josh Allen, making a chain. No, nobody like that on the Thunder. They would keep passing the trophy down. Hey, I don't want this. You want this? No, I don't want this. You want this? No, I don't want this. Go give it to the janitor, and then the janitor might take it. But once again, just they all buy in. They all respect each other. It's free. It's they're all free over there, folks. There's no stress of having to worry about if anybody on their own team is going to call them out or punch them in the face like Draymond Green. You think Jordan Poole was happy at that? You think that was a team atmosphere when Draymond Green sucker punched Jordan Poole? Of course not. So once again, shout out to the Thunder. Shout out to the Pacers. Stop with this trash narrative that this is a corny team, and we're going to hear about it from one of the players. I'm going to expedite it. This one right here. This was from last night after they beat the Knicks and make it to the finals. We get Miles Turner on NBA trending away from the super teams. He says, quote, "The new trend now is just kind of what we're doing." OKC does the same thing. Once again, we just shouted him out. Use the quote unquote power of friendship. Power of friendship, as how they call it. It's the power of friendship, folks, and it's working. It's working. The two biggest friendship teams in the league are in the finals. What do you want from me? It's the power of friendship. Stop this super team nonsense. Stop that this team is corny nonsense. Shout out. Shout out. All these teams should be doing it. Luka Doncic, go get all your friends. Get on the team. Hit the gym. Bond over hitting the gym. And then, get ready for the season all together. LeBron, come on. All right, let's go back to this one. What do we miss here? Once again, home atmosphere. Are we getting into this now? Let me just double check. What do we got here? A couple more things I just want to say before we get into the main topic. But SGA, once again, asked about kind of quote unquote being in a villain role, says it's fun. It's up there with being at home. It's your job to go out there and play basketball and once again, shut up the home crowd because they're saying everything that they can for their team to win. And SGA, he has to hear it because that's their job to get in his head, to throw him off his game so the team wins. And SGA knows that. He understands. That's their job. Well, my job is about to do the choke celebration. My job is to blow the brakes off of y'all. 30-point blowout. And who gets the better of each other? That's the competition. That's what's so great about sports is that, yes, there could be talking on both sides. Who's going to be the one to shut the other one up? And I love it. So shout out to Shea for understanding and not getting his feelings hurt and making a scene and going to Twitter and blocking people and muting people. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Another thing I kind of want to shout out right here. We got Tyrese Halliburton, and this is kind of something I fell into a few weeks ago. The NBA players, they all kind of voted, or a lot of players voted. A list came out, and they said that Tyrese Halliburton was the most overrated player. 90 votes, he got 14%. How much is that? Let me quickly do a little math here. Let's get the numbers. 14%. That's 12. 12.6 rounded up to 13 votes. 13 out of 90 said that Tyrese Halliburton was the most overrated player in the league, and I agreed. Folks. I was like, yeah, of course. You didn't even have to say that this list came out. If you came up to me and said who's the most overrated player, I'd probably the first Halliburton or Rudy Gobert, number 2 on this list. And what did Tyrese Halliburton do? I mean, he won me over. He won me over, folks. I'm what the Hallie, what the Halliburton, what the Hallie goat. I'm all about the Hallie train now, baby. I would love to see him get a ring. Also a little interesting that he didn't win the Eastern Conference MVP award. But shout out to Halliburton. And not only did he shut everybody up once again? Oh, you're going to call me overrated. The internet's calling me overrated. The other team is calling me overrated. Okay. All right. I'm going to do my Shea Gilgeous. I'm going to get on my SGA, the MVP. I'm going to do that. I'm going to shut y'all up. And he did it time and time and time again. I mean, these were all in one playoff run, folks. All in one, beating Milwaukee in overtime, jumps up on the table, does, I think that's the D-Wade, the LeBron, yeah, me, Hallie, overrated, Mr. Overrated, look at me, I did it, yes, sir, Bank, we'll get to that, too. Next one up, the big balls, baby. After hitting a dagger on Cleveland's home court, he's got to, oh my God, these balls are weighing me down, beautiful celebration. And then the most iconic one, the choke. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all just move 10 points in a minute. Choke on your home court. Halliburton doing these. I mean, these are going to live forever, folks. These are all in the sports history books of great. If you can call them memes, whatever you want. These great celebrations all on these players' home court. And he did it all in one playoff run. Big time shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. He heard the noise, he put in the work and shut everybody up. And now, like I said, I'm on the Hallie train. I was far off the Hallie train, folks. I was almost under the tracks. Now I'm on the train. He's winning me over. That's the job of these athletes, folks. Shut everybody up. Oh, you think I'm trash? Well, let me prove you wrong. And now here I am. I don't know if I'm rooting for him in the finals. I am a big fan of this Thunder team, but I mean, I'm rooting for Halliburton 100%. So absolutely love all of this. All right, I think we're ready to get into it. I think we're ready to get into the biggest story of the day, folks. One more quick side note, and then we'll get into it. Another reason, not only are these teams showing their team chemistry on the court, they're getting the fans involved. Like we just saw the Pacers getting the WNBA involved in their games, in their league. They're getting the fans, the city involved as well. Now, these are nothing new, but these are the best things in the entire league here, folks. And that is the playoff shirts. And these teams do it like no other team does it. They all wear them. We have the Thunder. They do their classic all white. They do their classic all blue. They do a mix, as we see right here. And it's everybody participating. The floor guys, everybody up in the rafters, you can see everybody's wearing the shirt. You think Larry David put the shirt on in Madison Square Garden? No. Timothy Chalamet, did he wear the shirt? He seems like somebody that would wear the shirt, but also somebody that'd be like, hey, maybe I'm a little too cool for the shirt. So, big time shout out to the Thunder. I mean, these are absolutely breathtaking images here, folks. And then this is a quick one of just the Thunder in their all white. And once again, you can see everybody doing it. And the one biggest thing that nobody has talked about, folks, is the best playoff shirt of all. The best playoff shirt of all. Yes, sirs. Yes, sirs. We're the Pacers. Indiana, yes, sirs. I mean, how is nobody clamoring and gushing over this? Yes, sirs. Every time I see it, I mean, it gets me hyped just looking at this shirt. Yes, sir. Tyrese Halliburton with the choke. Yes, sir. Tyrese Halliburton with the big balls. Yes, sir. Siakam with the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Yes, sir. Indiana in the finals, yes, sir. Beat out the Knicks, yes, sir. I mean, I'm about to order one. Absolutely fantastic, and nobody's gushing. I don't think the national media said one word on this shirt. They wear it every game. Absolutely love it. It's absolutely fantastic. Can't get enough of it. Glad that they were able to get to the finals so I can see the shirt for what I got 2 more games. I can definitely see the shirt. I need 3 more games. I want to see them all for the next final 3 games of the Pacers, please. Alrighty. And now the biggest story, the biggest bone I have to pick here, folks, because this is just absolutely egregious. Absolutely egregious. Oh, sheesh, I had a lot more Halliburton than I thought. Here we go. Just Halliburton being clutch all season long. All season long. Here we go. Let me get a final tally here in this video. We're going to watch it all. But every shot from Tyrese Halliburton to tie or to take the lead in the last 2 minutes this entire season. The man went 13 of 14, folks. Clutch. Clutch. He is a superstar. Once again, another trash narrative. Oh, Tyrese Halliburton is a star, but not a superstar. Once again, what are we talking about here? He's hitting ice in his veins, game-winning shots on the road in playoff series after being down 10, 20 points. What is not superstar about Tyrese Halliburton? Please tell me. Please. Anthony Edwards put up 2 points on 2 shots in a game in this playoffs. He's the face. That's the face of the NBA. That's the superstar. Knock it off. Tyrese Halliburton is a superstar. Check it. Book it. What else do we got here? He just knows the game. Once again, that's why I have this clip here. 0.2 seconds left. Nobody can get a shot off. You don't really got to do anything. You just hand the ball to Karl-Anthony Towns. Game over. Cerebral, smart, knows the game, knows the rules. Love it. Superstar. And then even Rick Carlisle, his head coach, everyone, seeing him do the celebration. Nobody's really kind of clowned him for it, which I do like. But, gets asked, if he wished Halliburton hadn't done the choking. That was a big thing. But Rick Carlisle, once again, loved the coach here supporting his team. Quote, Tyrese has earned the right to do whatever the heck he wants. He did the big balls. He'll do it again. Do the big balls again. I don't care. He's earned the right. He's earned the right. Earned the right to be called a superstar. Knock it off. Shout out Tyrese Halliburton again. Talking about the team aspect. I was a little jumbled here on these. I apologize here, folks. But once again, just going back to the overall team aspect. We had the last time the OKC was in the finals, and man, oh man, this team was absolutely filthy. Man, oh man. Durant, Westbrook, Harden, yes, they were all on the same team together, and they were gosh dang great. But what did that team miss? Anybody have an answer? What did this team have? What did this team not have that this Thunder team has now? Leadership. Leadership. Who was the leader on that Thunder team? Please somebody tell me. Please somebody tell me. Was it Kevin Durant that never opens his mouth? Easy, I'm just here to play ball. Was it James Harden who was always upset that he was coming off the bench? And rightfully so, don't get me wrong. But once again, always... this is y'all's team. It's not my team. I'm on the bench. Why am I coming off the bench? Why was he coming off the bench? And then we got Russell Westbrook, who goes a million miles an hour every single play, which I love. It's a little bit of leadership. It's a leadership in energy, but not overall great decision making throughout every game. And I don't love to slander Westbrook on anything. I don't. But I do have to report how it is. And that's how it was on this team. This Thunder team, it's corny, it's lame. They'll win the finals. If corny and lame wins the finals, oh, baby, plant me in Indiana, because I'll cob. I will be the corniest cob there is if you're giving me the trophies. Put me in the history books, that's fine. I'll be corny. I'll be lame. So shout out OKC, keep it going and get it done. Once again, shout out to this OKC team. God dang. We might watch highlights on the live show tonight of this team because a great era of basketball. Fantastic. All right, and now time to get into it. I'm a little out sorted here. Once again, here we go. Once again, Anthony Edwards trying to be the face of the league, always making a little excuses because this Thunder team truly locked the Timberwolves. This series was not close. And Anthony Edwards, we're shifting to kind of the face of the league narrative, and everybody's trying to, hype up Anthony Edwards. Not great in kind of the mic. He's not great on the mic. We want, how people portray him, kind of how I think people want Anthony Edwards to be. We want him to be kind of like little Michael Jordan, little Kobe Bryant on the mic. Okay, yeah, we lost, but this just fuels me. I'm just going to keep getting better. We don't really get that with Anthony Edwards all the time. We get it, here, and then we get a couple not great things, and then we'll get it again. But, they're just kind of jumping around, flying around. They play like AAU, making excuses. I think I've got one more else here. We get Anthony Edwards saying, hey, this was the game where he only, took like 2 shots, or, and he was like, well, I didn't get enough shots to say that I really didn't do good.
Yeah, I didn't struggle at all.
Would Kobe Bryant ever say that? I never, I can't really say that I didn't play well because I didn't put up enough shots. Would Kobe Bryant ever say anything close to that? Of course not. Was there ever a time Kobe Bryant didn't put up enough shots? No. So Anthony Edwards, not really the face of the league, and not really kind of that next generation superstar killer. And that's what the league is missing. They don't have a true superstar young killer. They've got great teams. And once again, that's what the league is, turning into, and I've got no problem with it. But with the Anthony Edwards trying to be forced as the face of the league narrative, it's not holding up too well, in my opinion. Alrighty, now I think we're officially ready. We're officially ready, folks. Here we go. Enough Anthony Edwards talk. It's time to talk the man that everybody wants to talk about. How about Ben Stiller? How about big old Ben Stiller? I am not even in order here, folks. I thought I ordered these up. I apologize. But if you haven't been following, folks, the Ben Stiller, I'm done. I'm done with Ben Stiller, folks. This is enough. This is enough. Ben Stiller, not a true hoop fan, sport fan, competition fan, because he got so upset. Sheesh, where the heck are these Ben Stiller? I had a whole bunch of them. Okay. Alrighty. Well, it started with Pat McAfee going in, Pat McAfee being in Indiana. I think this was game 3. Actually, I think it was game 4. Game 4 gets on the mic and kind of, do I not even have this open? This is crazy. I apologize. But he goes and kind of calls out the celebrities that made the flight to Indiana to watch the game. Ben Stiller, Timothy Chalamet, and he was like, "Let's send them back to New York, baby," getting the crowd riled up. What Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was talking about. Hey, that's the crowd's thing to chirp and to get into the heads of the players. Well, he got into the head of Ben Stiller because this turned into a whole thing where Ben Stiller took to Twitter and was crying about it like, hey, that wasn't very nice, Pat. We're all here just trying to watch our team win. Correct. And you're in enemy territory. So why are you getting so upset because a fan told the opposing team, another fan, to go back to New York? It's not like he said, let's kill him. Let's all rile up here, storm the court, and kill Ben Stiller and all these. No. He said, hey, let's go pack him up, send him back home. Ben Stiller took it ridiculously personal. We had John Mellencamp tweet out. This is what, like, everyone's coming out of the woodwork because they were cheering on their own team. Like, this is insane. So, John Mellencamp tweets out, the Knicks-Pacers game has been very entertaining for anyone who likes basketball or sports. I attended Game 4 in Indianapolis. Quote-unquote, Hoosier hospitality. I was embarrassed when somebody under whose direction, I don't know, because once again, somebody from Indiana, it wasn't like Pat McAfee went rogue and was just kind of doing a soft 10 and, insulting everybody. He got called. He got asked, "Hey, you want to do a quick little promo here?" And Pat, he does the show. He's on WWE. Of course, he's gonna say yes. So I was embarrassed when somebody, under whose direction I don't know, called out some of the people who had made the trip from New York to support their team, and in turn support our team. What? We don't go. What are you talking about? You think opposing teams go to road games to support the other team, the home team? What? They're giving you their money. You think that's not really in support. It's because I want to be here to support my team. I don't care about y'all or your finances or your what is it called? Not recreation, but your what is that called? What is that in GDP? Your entertainment, your recreation, your traveling. It's the word's right there, folks. I'm just missing it. But what are we talking about here? He goes on and in turn supports our team. The audience booed these people. Yeah, it's called getting in the head of the fans, the team. The audience booed these people because, once again, they like Pat. Pat is Indiana, so of course the crowd's going to be behind him. This is insane. This is so insane. It's driving me crazy. The audience booed these people. I'd say that was not Hoosier hospitality. One could only say it's poor sportsmanship. Because he told y'all to go home because they were running y'all out of the gym. Y'all won the Knicks won that game, didn't they? Oh my goodness. I was not proud to be a Hoosier, and I've lived here all my entire life. On behalf of most Hoosiers, I would like to apologize for our poor behavior. I'm sure the Pacers had nothing to do with this smackdown. John Mellencamp. Because we care about John Mellencamp's opinion. Okay, all right. Hoosier hospitality. Okay. Tell Caitlin Clark about that Hoosier hospitality, all right? So it just keeps going from there. We had TJ McConnell try to kind of get into it with the Knicks. They hit a 3 and look at Ben Stiller here. Ben Stiller didn't look very happy. It looked like he was about to yell at the player standing up. Like, is that not what y'all were just yelling at Pat for? So it goes on and on. Pat saws it, he's like, yeah, that was me. And, John Mellencamp, is that Hoosier hospitality to subtweet somebody? How about you at the man? Hoosier hospitality, standing up, standing 10 toes down. Is that not Hoosier hospitality? Maybe I have to take a trip to Indiana and see what it is, the definition of Hoosier hospitality. I think I got another one here. How about this one, Ben? Oh no, Ben is going to freak out on the ESPN Bet Twitter account because Nixon 9, right, Ben? Benjamin Nixon 9, because y'all are down 4-1 right now. I don't know if you can come back, but you better call Adam Silver and ask for some extended games there. Nixon 9. Don't pass this meme around. Ben will get mad. We don't want to make Ben Stiller mad. And I don't want to call out Ben Stiller because big time shout out to Severance. Big fan of the show. But I don't like this. I don't like any of what's going on here. We had Ben Stiller after or during the game. We had him tweet, and this is how Ben Stiller reacts. We got Ben Stiller tweeting last night after the game. This is where I am glad I live in a free country and can mute Reggie Miller. Okay. All right, Ben. Because he's a fan of the Pacers. He was a Pacer. He roots for the Pacers. Sorry, he's a fan of the Pacers. All right, Ben. Mute him. Ben Stiller will never hear another word from Reggie Miller, folks. Unreal, this guy. Then we have Ben Stiller, kind of once again, Ben Stiller, he's flip-flopping every time he's trying to talk here. Tweets out before Game 6, Halliburton pulled up in an all-black uniform with a duffel bag, and Ben Stiller tweets out, good thing he brought his duffel for the flight to New York, implying the Knicks win and they go to Game 7. tweeting these out, trying to get in the head. Were you trying to get into the head of the Pacers? Not very New York hospitality, Benjamin Stiller. Absurd. And then Halliburton with the best clap back. Once again, love this. Love this. If I can find it. Just had it up. Well, I just had it up. But Tyrese Halliburton claps back. He's like, no. This is to pack y'all back up home. This is to pack y'all up in. So love the clap back by Halliburton. Another, I mean, you could put that in his celebration, the big balls, the choke, the no. The duffels to pack y'all back in for. Y'all going back to New York. So the overall here, folks, is big time shout out to the Thunder. Big time shout out to the Pacers for being teams in a team sport. And Ben Stiller needs to not watch any more basketball or any competition sports. Stick to Severance, Ben. Start writing season 3. I don't need to wait another 2 years in between seasons. It's ridiculous. Start writing. Unreal. And then we had kind of Pat McAfee. Once again, this goes on, folks. This goes over days. This goes over stretches days. And we've got Pat. After this, I mean, Ben Stiller says, congratulations, Pacers. After they win, after he muted Reggie Miller, he goes and says, congratulations, Pacers. Okay, all right. And then we got Pat to try, why would Pat even stoop down to this? I don't know. But he says, congratulations to you too, brother. You, Timmy, Spike, Shrag, Schultz, all these Knicks fans that went to the game and all that. And the other legends that traveled to our city to watch your team play was freaking sweet. I certainly wanted your ears to ring a little bit on the way back to Teterboro, but we were thankful for your passion. Once again, that's sports. That's competition. The ribbon, y'all trash. Y'all are trash. Well, no, it's y'all. That's what it is. That was dope. See you next year. Cheers. All right, I guess we're thanking now people for coming to our city to watch their team. I mean, I don't know what's going on anymore. I just don't like any of it. Boo, Ben Stiller. All righty, and once again, Ben Stiller didn't like this. We had Reggie Miller kind of, he was obviously a little bit of an underlying narrative of this series. Should it be calling? Is it a conflict of interest? Is it going to be fair on both sides? And I thought his commentary was fine. I had no problem with it really throughout the entire series. He's one of the best Pacers that's ever played. He's really kind of the most relevant Pacer in the last 25 years. Probably not now because of Tyrese Halliburton, but I've got no problem with here. He was, on the call. He's part of the team. He's had success on the team. I've really got no problem with him being part of the ceremony. I've got no problem. I know people are kind of not really freaking out over it, but people don't love it. I've got no problem with it. It's a celebration for the team, the city, right? Ben Stiller, it's the team, the city, everybody else. I mean, give him credit. And Ben's not going to like this. I mean, people are making Ben mad. Ben Stiller will never use ESPN Bet. He'll never watch NBA on TNT ever again, even though that's the final show, because they do the Go Fishing segment, and they put Ben Stiller right there, folks. Look at him. Let me can't even zoom on in, really. But look at Ben Boy right here into the mix. You're going fishing, Benjamin. We'll see you next year. So TNT, making enemies. All righty, and then is this our final one? All right, here we go. Just once again, looking at Tyrese Halliburton winning me over, big time shout out. A little bit of controversy at the end of the Eastern Conference Finals last night with the MVP being announced, the Larry Bird Trophy that just kind of came into existence 3 seasons ago. But we had Pascal Siakam Siakam beat out Tyrese Halliburton for the MVP of the series. Close vote. It was 5-4. We've got the 9 people that voted here. And we see that Reggie Miller voted for Tyrese Halliburton. And once again, I've got no problem with either one of these two really, winning. I was surprised when they said Pascal Siakam, but it's big time respect. I mean, when we look at Pascal Siakam, I mean, once again, not, never the face of the league or the superstar that was pushed by the national media like Jokic, like Giannis and LeBron. No, like Kawhi Leonard during that stunt. But Siakam is, he's a finals champion, folks. He's an NBA champion going for another one and potentially winning, one with 2 different teams. And this is big time respect. And I was kind of thinking, do we have to start talking about Pascal Siakam as kind of like, one of the premier players of the NBA? Like, I don't think he was voted NBA top 75, right? Let me see. Was he top 75? He was not included in the NBA's 75th anniversary team. So, I'm not saying he should be top 75, but I think we need to be starting to talk about Pascal Siakam as one of the premier players, premier champions in the NBA. And I saw this tweet last night, and it kind of speaks to what I'm saying. And I'm not agreeing with this tweet, but it's along the lines of thinking about this man as one of the premier players and giving him the respect that he does deserve. We get somebody tweeting out, does Pascal Siakam winning ring 2 put him over Kevin Durant in the all-time rankings? Now, we're not going to go that far because Kevin Durant, golly, he's easily top 75. And I'm not going to give Siakam, I'm not just going to put Siakam over Kevin Durant. I mean, Kevin Durant's a two-time NBA champion, finals MVP over a team with Steph Curry. So, never going to say that Siakam's better than Durant, but I like the thinking. I like the respect on what this tweet was kind of built on. So, Siakam, shout out. Another person. Oh, no, he's not the Jokic. When was the last time anybody on ESPN said the word Siakam? Let me know before the playoffs started. So, big time shout out. And then the final thing here before we move on to, we got 2 more before we move on to NFL. So, shout out. Real quick here, folks. We got another false narrative brewing in our midst, folks. We get Dave Portnoy after the Knicks lost. Of course, he had to go, kind of shove it in the Knicks fans because the Knicks beat the Celtics. Portnoy's a Celtics fan, and they all dogged Portnoy, obviously. But Dave Portnoy, any Knicks fans want to invite me to the banner next year? And the banner says this, the Knicks, we beat the injured Boston Celtics in round 2. Can we not have revisionist history? Can we not start another trash false narrative that the Knicks only won because the Celtics were injured? They weren't. They were injured after they already blew game 1 and 2 at home when they were already down 3-1. And getting blown out by, I think, like 15 points in the second half when Tatum went down. So please stop with the Celtics, they weren't injured. They weren't. Porzingis was injured. Okay. Y'all won last year without him, so I don't want to hear nothing. He was injured last year during the playoff run, okay? Doesn't matter. Stop with this. Stop with this fake. This is crazy, folks. People are talking crazy here the last week on Twitter. It's been nuts. Alrighty, and then the final. I promise this final, and we are running out of time here, folks. Golly. But another person, just to once again shout out. They don't get all the love by the national media. They did get a little love this year. I will respect them. I will respect the media for giving love to Peyton Pritchard. This video just pops up, and it's just him in his garage putting in the work. Look at him go, and the success that he's had working his way up. I mean, Peyton Pritchard, one of the best stories in the entire NBA, folks, and I don't care what anybody says. So just keep grinding, keep doing your thing. Peyton Pritchard, NBA champion Peyton Pritchard. Big time shout out. All righty, so that was the NBA. Man, oh man, I mean, it's getting to me, folks, on how people are talking about this Thunder and Pacers team, calling them lame. Don't love it. All right, so let's move on. Here we go. A couple more things. Yeah, we might end on this. All right, here we go. So the other big time news other than the NBA Finals and the NFL offseason programs ramping up is that the NFL darling is officially married. We get Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld tying the knot yesterday. Not a lot of details are coming out yet, but we do have some nice photos. And I'm not here. Y'all know me with Josh Allen. I knock him from time to time, but this is not the time to knock him. So shout out to Josh Allen. Shout out to his now wife, Haley Steinfeld, the potential Emmy Award for Best Female Actress in a Leading Role. For her brilliant portrayal in the movie Sinners. Tons of great scenes that truly pop into my mind when I watch that movie. Tons of great scenes. But there's really one that, in my opinion, took the cake. One set of dialogue that really, drove her performance home, folks.
I heard you loud and clear, but then you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard, I figured you changed your mind.
I mean, folks, just listen to that. I mean, that delivery, that performance. I mean, one more time.
I heard you loud and clear, but then you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard, I figured you changed your mind.
I figured you changed your mind. I heard you. I heard you the first time. But then you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard, I figured you changed your mind. I mean, it's not an easy read to do, but her delivery, I mean, that's top tier. So shout out to this beautiful new power couple. But here we go, quickly with some pictures. Once again, not a lot of details coming out on the wedding. But I mean, they both look great. I mean, we get Haley Steinfeld in this beautiful all-white strapless dress. Looks a little silkish. We get Josh Allen in the classic, clean, all-black tux, looking good. Some more pictures here of Haley Steinfeld. Once again, looking gorgeous. Gorgeous dress. Gorgeous, just wedding overall. I mean, obviously this was going to be gorgeous. They're going to spare no expense. They've got money, and it looked so, I mean, just right here in this beautiful garden-esque setting, all the greenery, the shrubbery. I mean, just look at these cuts. Beautiful, brilliant, elegant. So we love all of that. And then we've got, I mean, the big time shots, the I do kiss. I mean, look at the smile on these two. You got to really shout them out. They do look in love, so you can't knock it. This is an interesting photo. This looks like he's got a game ball. Josh Allen's like, hey, just kind of Photoshop a game ball into my hands. Can't get away from the game ball, can you, Josh? He brings a game ball out while he's walking down the aisle. But they're having fun. Great photos here. I mean, they seem in love, so I wish them the best. I won't make any more jokes here about them. Not on this day. I mean, a lot of pictures here. Sheesh. Great pictures. Beautiful. This is a beautiful ceremony. This is nice. This is real nice here, folks. Full house. Not full house. It seems pretty intimate here. Small wedding. Family and friends. I don't know. Did Josh Allen invite the Buffalo Bills offensive line here? I don't think there's a lot of Bills players here. Now, I'm not 100% sure. They don't have their jerseys on, so I wouldn't be able to recognize them. But I don't know about a lot of these offensive linemen that gave them the MVP and the MVP chain. I don't know. But big time shout out to the newlyweds. Now this is just disrespect. I said I'm not gonna make a joke. I can knock the Bills and Allen. Y'all know I've done it, and I'll do it again. But I'm not gonna knock them here on their day. Not gonna do that. I'll take the high road. But you know who didn't, folks? How about the BetMGM Twitter page? Says Josh Allen finally getting his first ring. Ah! Not the time. Disrespect. This is disrespect. This is the disrespect the Ben Stiller outrage should be, all right? Not because, oh no, somebody called me out on the road. Oh no. This is what should stir up such a fuss. Knock it off on this disrespect, getting his first ring because he can never beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Are we crazy? On his wedding day, let him live. Disrespect, disgraceful. BetMGM, I'll never use your sports book. I'll never use it. Alrighty. I mean, we are going long here, folks. I still had a ton planned here. But what the hell-y, that Ben Stiller got me riled on up. But that's why we're here every day, folks. We're here every day to keep it moving, keep it rocking. How are the narratives changing hour by hour, day by day? Who's going to keep the narratives realistic? It's me. I do it. I put in the work. I'll keep these narratives right. I'll tell you what's bad and what's not. All right, so let me finish up. Let me do one last thing. We're going to do one last thing here. We're going to do one last thing. One last thing. And then we'll get out of here for today. We're back at the night show, so make sure you tune into that, folks. 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Streaming everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. So make sure you watch. Come hang out in the chat. See if our Nerfy is doing well. I believe our first game is at 145 for our daily bet. Once again, shout out to our Discord, WHOP, WHOP.com/takesbyfans. Make sure you go join. But let me go here. Let's end here, folks. Let's end on a little bit of a funny note, shall we? Now, before I switch to this screen for the video audience, I need everybody to close their eyes. Unless you're driving, then blah, blah, blah. Don't close your eyes, blah, 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 blah. But to close your eyes, and I just want you to listen to this audio and let me know who they're talking about. Close your eyes. I'm going to turn this up, and y'all let me know who they're talking about here. Here we go. Close your eyes. Listen.
They're calling you fat on there. Yeah. Hey, they said I need to stop giving you treats. I know. They said you're too fat and to not give you any treats anymore. Yeah, the comments on Instagram. How do you feel about that? Yeah. I figured you wouldn't like that.
Who are they talking about, folks? You're too fat. They're calling you fat on the internet. You gotta slim down. No more treats. Too big. If you said anybody in the NBA, you're probably right, folks, because the big boys, the big heavy boys in the NBA are not having a great week and not really having a great year, folks. Obviously, the fattest of them all, Luka Doncic, got cut from his own team. Too fat. Get out of here. Oh, you made the finals? Well, yeah, now you're too fat. You're not getting back there. Not with us. Go slim down somewhere else. You're out of here. Another big dog wrapped up into some not great scenarios is Zion Williamson. The big boy's back in the news. Now, credit to Zion. I mean, at the end of the season, they said that he was at his lightest he's ever been while playing professional basketball in the NBA. So, shout out to him for slimming down. But big time kind of allegations being thrown around with this man. We've heard it before. We're kind of hearing it again here. We got that Zion Williamson is being accused of rape and years of abuse. Is reportedly, the Jane Doe is reportedly seeking up to $50 million in their lawsuit. So it seems a little civil lawsuit here. We get a couple of quotes. The woman is seeking monetary damages, including punitive damages for emotional distress. A source told ESPN that the woman is seeking anywhere from $18 to $50 million. And then we get this as well. In addition to 2 specific rape allegations, the New Orleans Pelicans power forward is accused of a continuing pattern of abusive, controlling, and threatening behavior towards plaintiff, as detailed in the filing provided by the Daily Mail by Doe's attorney. Not great. We heard this kind of with Mariah Mills back a few years ago. She's also back and now again, kind of doubling down and thinking about opening her own lawsuit. So here we go. Let's play this video. Obviously, these allegations, they're never great to talk about. We'll walk and tread carefully. We'll hear both sides and we'll let the system play it out. But this is what she's claiming. I digress. Here we go. Mariah Mills on Zion.
I hope me and any of the other victims, I just hope we all get justice. And the amount of bashing, humiliation, slander, and threats that I've been receiving these last 3 years have been a lot, and is causing me a lot of stress, emotional distress, and I just hope we all can come to justice and this all can be resolved and nobody has to relive all these things ever again.
Alrighty, that was her. I don't even know what to say about that. And then we had TMZ ran into her while everybody else was filing some cases. And they asked her, "Hey, are you going to file your own case?" And she says, "Hey, I'm not talking without my lawyer here."
I really hope all the
So watch out for another allegation, another lawsuit to be thrown at them, and we'll see what comes out from it. But the big boys of the NBA not having a good year. And that brings me to something else here, folks. There's some other people that may be just too fat for the NBA. We saw Luka maybe a little too fat. Maybe Zion is a little too fat for the NBA. We get Anthony Edwards. Is he too fat for the NBA? Not getting it done back-to-back years? Going out a little sad against the Thunder, not really competitive. Maybe he should slim down, folks. I don't know. And then somebody else that is kind of getting a fat pass, and I don't agree with it. How about Jokic? How about Jokic getting absolutely clamped up by Alex Caruso? The heck is that about? Now, Alex Caruso is a dog, and this isn't to knock him or, discredit him in anything, but we are also talking about Jokic at the same time. He's getting locked up, shut down by little old Alex Caruso. Is Jokic too fat in the NBA, folks? I don't know. Maybe he should start slimming down a little bit. Go work out with Caruso in the offseason. Get on his nutrition program, his workout program. Because I think the NBA has a bigger issue than finding their next face of the franchise. I think they're getting all too fat everywhere. So start slimming down. You're in the offseason now. Diet, exercise. Get right for next year. Slim down, big guys. Get back to your greatness. Alrighty. Well, we are going to head out for today. That was the first show, so shout out. We're back here every day, folks. Don't miss one. Noon to 1 every single day. Keeping up on what's happening in the sports world, betting the sports world. We're obviously coming up into the greatest betting season of all with the NFL right around the corner. Unfortunately, the NBA is dwindling down, so less bets there. We'll have to switch a little to baseball here for the next month, 2 months, 3 months. But then we'll be right back on that glorious NFL to make all that money, baby. Alrighty, so we will be back tonight for the night show, 6 to 10 p.m. Once again, come hang out. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Come chat, come hang out. We'll dive deep. We'll play around. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's live. And we'll see you again, if not on the next day show tomorrow, 12 to 1, folks. Alrighty. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you tonight.